Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm talking about guinea pigs. I don't know if I've mentioned before, but previously I've had guinea pigs, and in 2018 I adopted 5 of them at 6 weeks old, I want to say. I had Boris, Mario, Luigi, Fuzzy and Puffle. Boris was my mum's, Mario and Luigi was my older sisters, Fuzzy was my younger sister's and Puffle was mine. Puffle is actually back there on my shelf. All of my piggies were brothers, so they're all male. Within the first 2 months, sadly, Boris unexpectedly passed away. Have no clue why, it just happened. Whether he had a health condition we didn't know about, it was just really random. Fuzzy and Puffle lived until they were 4 years old. Sadly, Luigi had a stroke due to the heat wave, and Puffle developed a cough, and within the night it happened, he passed away. And Fuzzy and Mario lived until they were 6 years old, and they died from old age. Not forgetting to mention that because all of my pigs were boars, they fought and they all had to eventually get separated besides 2 of them. So I had to separate them because my guinea pig Puffle had his ear torn, so I separated him and he lived on his own in my room for a bit. Found out it was Mario bullying them all, so he then lived on his own as well. And Fuzzy and Luigi stayed together until Luigi passed away, and I bonded Puffle and Fuzzy back together. Just not Mario, because I've tried multiple times with Mario and he would just fight and aggravate them both. This is common in boars though, because they become territorial from all the hormones. But I've heard that apparently sows, they don't fight as much. That brings me on to what I'm about to mention, and that is, I have guinea pigs on my mind again. Because my pigs are so lovely, it makes me want more. I originally didn't want to and still don't want to get more pigs, just because of the fact I've already had some and I don't want a different experience with them, if you know what I mean. Like, I've had guinea pigs, they were my original guinea pigs, and it'd just be different having other ones. That's why when my guinea pig Puffle passed away, I got Dusty, because Dusty's a different... Where is he? He's a different animal, so I ended up getting him rather than another guinea pig. But I'm thinking about it, I want some, and it's not because I'm replacing them, it's because I want some more. But this time round, if I am to get them, I will get girls because of what I've heard of them not fighting. I don't tend to get girl animals. Connie is because the males don't look as good because of their balls. So I got Connie because she didn't have balls. I don't choose males because of behaviour wise. I do it from preference. I always hear that male animals are easier to get on with and bond with. But I've probably mentioned this before, but Connie is female and never had an issue with her. From day one, we had to click. I bonded with my last 3 pets, Puffle, Dusty and Connie, but I've had a previous pet who was my first pet, a gerbil called Fluffy. I was too young to know any better, so I didn't really interact with her. I've done some planning for if I do get some pigs. I've not chosen out names, I'm not going to name them until I see them. I also don't know how many I'm going to get, because last time we went, I wanted one, then my little sister wanted one. My mum wanted one and my older sister wanted one, but there was one left, so we took that one too. Here is my planning. My last pigs lived outside for the start of their life, and then for the rest of their lives they came indoors. But for these ones, I've planned to buy a shed, preferably a shed that is 5 foot by more than 6 foot. I'm going to be insulating the sides of the shed to keep the heat in, and it's going to have a aircon and heater installed for the winter and summertime. I then want to build some shelves that are going to go on the sides of the shed so the pigs can climb up But on the stairs are going to lift up for me to clean. These pigs are also going to be on fleece, unlike when my last pigs were outside, they were on shavings. I just find fleece, since using it with Dusty, it's so much easier to clean. Whilst on the topic of fleece, underneath the fleece I'm wanting to put an absorbent layer, which is going to be like this material stuff, I don't know how to explain it, that goes underneath the fleece, because I had problems with my last pigs and the wee would sink through because they wee so much. That's what put me off getting them again, because of how much they wee, and it stinks even after cleaning them every 2 days. Things I'll have to buy are water bottles, food bowls, fleece ×2 to change them around, blankets, a bubble mat, so that's like a bath mat with bubbles on, because I've heard they're good for getting hay off easily basically, so I'm thinking about putting it underneath the hay rack. That takes me onto the hay rack, beds, a potty. My last boys had a potty, unfortunately didn't become potty trained, but I've managed to potty train him, so I think I can do it this time. Toys, again, my last boys weren't interested in toys or treats, they were really odd. Pellets, hides, hay, and absorbent mats, which I've already mentioned. For types of pigs I want one like my last pig, Puffle, who wasn't short hair, but he wasn't long hair. He had quite long hair, but it didn't grow nowhere near as much as Mario's, who was long hair, so I always had to keep cutting his hair. It was just hard to keep up with, but I guess we'll never know at that age. I kind of know what to look for at that age, whether they're going to have long hair. I don't think I want a short hair one that's obviously easier to care for cleanliness wise, but yeah, just a preference. I prefer the look of the fluffy ones. I also don't want them to look like my previous pigs. I want to go for a whitish colour one, because I didn't have a white one last time. This is Fuzzy, Mario, Luigi and Puffle. I don't have a picture of Boris, but here's what my previous pigs look like. If this does go ahead with getting the pigs, then there's going to be a shed renovating video coming your way. There's going to be accessory videos, and there's going to be getting the pigs, bonding with the pigs, everything guinea pig content. So not just Connie and Dusty, there will be guinea pig content if this goes ahead. It's just a really bittersweet situation, because as much as I want pigs on my own again, I don't want to feel like I'm replacing them, like I've said 100 times. But yeah, it would be really, really fun to get some more. And once I get more, I'll be so happy. It's just the leading up to it. That's the problem. I've got nothing else to say in this video, so I'm going to end it here. If I think of anything else, I'll make another video. I'm going to insert some clips of my piggies at the end. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'd love to see you in the next one. Bye!